All right, this fly right here is going to be a variation of a Bennett's halo. It's a fly that I use a lot in the middle of the day when the sun's out. It has a lot of natural colors. Here's one version of what it's going to look like. Very natural. Kind of subtle colors, peacock, a couple kind of flashy spots, but overall like a very natural presentation. The thread I'm using is Veevus 10-aught, which is just incredible thread, super strong, but also very small. So you can use a couple extra wraps if you need to. Hopefully you don't. This fly starts off with some extra small silver tinsel, uni, oval. So I'm going to cut a little bit off of this. I just need like 5 or maybe 6 wraps of just to create a little tag. And then we'll just gives us a little bit of class. Nice little silver tag, and we're gonna put a little. I'm gonna give this fly a green butt, holographic, Flashabou green. I take 3 or 4 sometimes. I just grab a few fibers from the Flashabou. I tie them in, cut the tags, cut the ends, and then I wrap down and then back up. That's it. Should be plenty. It's actually too much of a tag, so I'm going to go back over that a little bit. For the tail, you can use Mallard, any kind of Mallard flank fiber. This is, I think, is wood duck, and I use, a decent amount. Grab it by the tips, pull it right off, and then I just kind of like roll it, and then I tie it so that the curve of the tail is going up, and I tie it so the tail is just maybe barely longer than the back of the hook. So there's it's good enough. Looks good. Wrap this down until the return eye. Cut the excess. Alright. The next step is we're going to tie in some large oval tinsel. I'm going to tie this in 2 reasons. One is to add flash to the fly. The other reason is to protect the peacock. The body of this fly is peacock feathers, and peacock feathers are notoriously fragile. One tooth can potentially fray your whole fly's worth of peacock. So, yep, this will help keep it all together. And then for this fly, also, I'm going to use 3 peacock feathers. Where's my peacock? No, that's not it. I had 3. I thought I had 3. Where'd you go? Alright, I'm going to get one more piece of peacock. Here's 2. Nice one. Boom. Nice big one. 3. Alright. And then for the peacock body, I tie them in by the tips. not the very tips, but you know, I'd say I typically give them a couple inches, mainly because the tips tend to be really fragile. And then loose wraps, and then more firm wraps up near the top. And nice long peacock. And I'm going to twist it and very gently start wrapping it. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it, that way the peacock doesn't come off or pop off. It's looking pretty good. All right. Cut off the butts, wrap the counter wrap the oval. For a fly like a size 4, maybe 3 or 4 wraps should do it. You could definitely use a medium tinsel if you don't like the look of this large. I don't think the size of the tinsel matters all that much. You just need to have something there to maybe give it a little flash, but you definitely need something there to protect the peacock. All right, next up, we're gonna use a saddle hackle, nice big fat saddle hackle feather. This one looks good. This one will work great. Just Grizzly. I'm using this old saddle that I have. Alright, and I want the big webby fibers because I'm going to be creating a collar right here for the fly. Alright. I want the collar to be 3 or 4 turns. Let's see, where are we? 1, 2. Okay. All right. See how this looks. 1, 2, 3. Maybe 1 more. 4. Let's make it nice and full. All right. You could probably, well, not probably, you could definitely go catch fish on this right here, but we're going to also add a wing. The wing's going to come in 3 parts. We're going to have 2-part flash, and then 1 part is going to be our just regular gray squirrel tail, which is right here. So the 2 flash parts. The first flash part is this either angel hair, or it's got a lot of names, but it's just like this. So this happens to be pheasant tail, and it's just a mixture of copper and gold. I'm just going to cut a little bit off, and I'm going to tie it in long. I'm gonna twist that so it jumps, so my thread jumps back. There we go. 1, 2. Double it over. 2. That'll give it some flash. Also prop that wing up. Okay, I'm gonna cut the stuff that's too long. I don't want anything past my tail. All right. part 1 of the wing. Part 2 of the wing is just some olive crystal flash. I'm going to get 3 fibers. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to double it over. Yep. Being careful not to build up too much of a head. And then right in front of that bump, I'm going to put my squirrel tail. My squirrel is right here. So it's just natural gray squirrel. And I'm going to pick kind of a small clump. It's going to sit about like that. Looks good. Alright. This wing is going to be just short of the tail. I'm going to jump the thread back and see if I can get it to stay on my thread roughs I've already made. Looks pretty good. The next step is to put a little tiny dab of super glue on this. That's going to really lock it into place. Squirrel is really slippery, so is calf tail, so I do this step on both. One little tiny dab. Then I'm going to cut off the butts close as I can, and then I'm going to build my head around that. A couple other little pieces. Boom. Yep. All right. Last step, whip finish, head cement, and that is one variation of a Bennett's halo. Let's double whip finish, give that kind of orange head, little hot spot with the thread. And then I use hard as whole head cement. Hit it twice. Boom. There you go. Again, this fly is natural colors are great to use in the middle of the day when the sun's bright. You still want to swing steelhead up, or if this kind of late morning sun's already come out, and switch over to this fly. Hope you guys have some good luck. Like I said, this fly has definitely worked for me in the past, so tight lines.